definitely going to want to listen to this one. And what the subheading on this is reducing before you multiply. Now, generally when I talk about this, I always call it, and you probably will too, cross-canceling. Is there 2 L's in cross-canceling? No. 6 to 1 half does the other. And the basic gist of this is this. If you multiply these together, let's say you have 5/6 times 1/5. This is an easy one, so you're going to say, well, that's no big deal. But when they get harder, this will be a big deal. When you multiply fractions, generally, what do? You just multiply across, correct?
Yes.
So when you multiply across, 5 times 1 is 5, and 6 times 5 is 30. And then you take 5 over 30 and reduce it, right? You divide them both by 5. And you end up with your 1/6 as an answer. Well, what the book and I also encourage you to do, and you really want to do this, is if you have, let me rewrite this problem here. If you have fractions that are multiplied together, rather than doing the hard multiplication and then doing division to get down to whatever you are, if you see that you have some top number and some bottom number that are the same or can be divided by the same number, you can do what we call cross-canceling, which is nothing more than really reducing before you multiply. In other words, I see that there's both a 5 on the top and the 5 on the bottom, and this only works with top and bottom. I can't do 2 tops with each other. It has to be a top with a bottom. It could be above itself or down there. Since 5 goes into 5 one time, I can divide 5 by 5 and get 1 here. And I can divide 5 by 5 and get 1 down here. And those have cross-canceled, and now all I have left to multiply is 1 times 1 on top and 6 times 1 on the bottom. And I get 1/6. It makes your multiplication much easier. And again, this was an easy one. Let me give you a harder one. So here's an example. Let's say you've got 1 1/9 times 1 1/5. We still got to do the same thing here. First thing before I multiply, I need to do what? Make them improper. And 1 1/9 as improper is 10/9, right? 1 1/5 as improper is 6/5. Okay. Now, you could multiply and get 60 over 45 and reduce, or, and again, you really need to start doing this because, again, this isn't the hardest one, but what number do you see that goes into a top and a bottom? Well, 5 will go into both of these, so you divide them both by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. What about 6 and 9? What number goes into 6 and 9? 3. So if I divide 6 by 3, I get 2. If I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. Now I can't do the 2 tops because that's 2 tops. It has to be a top at the bottom. This is all I can cross-cancel, but now when I multiply across, I get 4 over 3. And it's already reduced. I don't have to do any reducing, but I do need to change it back to a mixed number, which, Sam, is 1 1/3. You are always, always, always going to want to reduce before you multiply. It just makes your life easier in the end. Another one you say. Look at that. People are saying, well, thank you for that. 5/6. Now this one's a division problem. Divided by 5 over 2. Okay, please understand this. Cross-canceling only works when you multiply. Is this multiplying? It is not. But it becomes multiplication after I flip and multiply, because that's how you divide. You need to flip the second one and multiply. And then once you get here, now it's multiplication, and now you can cross-cancel. And what cross-cancels? Charles?
2 and 6.
Okay, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. What else cross-cancels? Lilia? Yeah, 5 goes into 5 once and into 5 once as well. And my answer simply is 1 times 1 is 1 on the top. 3 times 1 is 3 on the bottom. Are you with me? Your life just becomes that much easier if you cross cancel. And you're going to want to do that. Let me give you one more for you to try, and we'll see if we can bandagle this one out here. 1 1/2 times 2 2/3. 1 1/2 times 2 2/3. I'll give you a second to do that. See what you get for an answer. 1 1/2 times 2 2/3. One 1/2 times 2 2/3. Brendan says 4. 4. I don't know what to do it. 1 1/2 changes to 3/2. 2 2/3, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8/3. Cross canceling, oh, the 3's cross out to give you 1's. 2 goes into 2 1's and into 8 4 times. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Amen to that. 4 would be your answer. 4 would be your answer. Everybody think they got the gist of all that?